Hi, Taurus. This is your reading for the time period of April 1st to April 30th, 2020. For those of you who are new to my channel or you're just visiting, welcome to Imani's Lightwork. Okay, so before I begin with your reading, I just want to say that I hope that you guys are doing okay during these times. If you need any ideas about resources, health remedies, home remedies, if you have children, or just like a private reading, you could always feel free to reach out to me at Amani Ife 777. That's my Instagram. You could also send me an email to ifadivination777 at gmail.com. Okay, so let's see what energies are coming through for you for April. Something's going on here with a small business. You could run your own small business, or you could be trying to. I get with an Aquarian, you could be trying to come up with one with an Aquarian, or an Aquarian energy may have their own small business, or you could already have your own. And there's this idea of trying to figure out a way how to fund it, keep it running, manage it, possibly even have people help you look after it. It just depends on what's going on, or just even just coming up with the idea to even start one. Like I said, using what you have at home, using your hands, getting really creative and looking for ways to be resourceful, looking for ways to be helpful during these times where, like low income communities may be, suffering the most during this time in terms of, things that they need, things that they need to take care of themselves, etc. So it's good to get involved with the community, and whatever it is that you're doing, philanthropy and humanitarianism. It's good to study into that. Okay, all right. Let's look to see what's going on here. Okay, Taurus. So the sign of Gemini is underneath, but they work from home. So if you're dealing with Gemini energies, the Gemini energy may make a killing. The Gemini energy makes a killing from home. They make a killing from home. They make a killing if they just go in for work. They make a killing, whatever it is. If it's not only Gemini, it's just a partnership or a bond, that you know about Aquarians. It could be any zodiac sign. Someone just makes a killing, and you know that they do. So it could be the Aquarian, it's a Gemini, or whatever external zodiac sign that you could be dealing with directly. And there's this idea of wanting to work with them, but are they going to let me? Wanting to work with them or benefit from something that they have running on their own, whatever kind of work or business that they do. If they're really separate from you, then there's this need to try to figure out a way to ask them, do you need help? Do you need me to file this, that, and the third? You could see, commission. You see how much they could possibly give you for the assistance that you're offering. Okay, so whatever it is, they could be doing that with you. That you could be the ones that you could be the one that is running your own in whatever proximity. You're doing something on your own. You are not. You just need their assistance. You may require their assistance. It just depends on what's going on. Or you could run your own. They run their own. So there's a need to combine the taxes. There's a need to combine the incomes if you're dealing with two spectrums of business deals here. Okay. Your starting point has the Empress side of Aries. It could also be Libra females. I always look at the Empress. I discovered that not long ago. The Empress could also be Libra. And if I just don't pick it up on my own, it is Libras, Aries elements that are females. But don't want you to work with. There's this idea, or it's just a motherly figure. It doesn't only have to be Libra and Aries that you're dealing with here directly. It could just be a motherly figure. I also get Scorpio. It could be a Scorpio. Something's going on with them. I just get this idea that they may not want you to side with air sign. They may not want you to side with an air sign. Like they don't want you to work with the air sign, but saw them do something. They may not want you to work with the air sign or side with the air sign, comply with the air sign, do something with the air sign, because they may have seen the air your mother, whichever. It doesn't have to be those zodiac signs attached to the Empress. Empress is to the motherly figure or mother period. They of whatever zodiac sign. But the situation is that they don't want to see you deal with someone toxic. They don't want to see you deal with something that they deem to be toxic. But the only reason why they're calling the air sign element toxic is, I guess, talking about drugs also. They may have seen like a Gemini or an Aquarian, whatever air sign element that's there. They may have seen them do some snort coke or something. I don't know, do some type of shrooms. They saw them do some type of drug, and that through a video. They may have seen them do some type of drug because of a video. So this could be like a workplace setting. This could be an office setting. This could be an extension. So when I said an office setting, this could be an extension. It could be like a work extension. Okay, an extension of like a regular office setting would be like a bank branch. I'll give you that example. Like a JP Morgan, a Chase, a Wells Fargo. Those, like, I'll just give an example. Those banks, people work in the banks, but right now some people that work in the banks, they're working from home, but what's happening, they have an extension, and the extension requires certain people to work at home, and that could be something the air sign element does. But the extension, the one way that they may have seen the air sign element do, one way that the Empress may have seen the air sign element do something on the video that they're trying to tell you was toxic, some type of drug, or it's just how they talk. So if it's not toxic like it's some type of drug, then it may just be the way somebody talks, or what they heard somebody talking about as while the air sign element was working from home, or it's like a situation here where like a group Skype or Zoom, whatever it is that somebody's job has set up like a Zoom group situation for people to see each other, and may have been doing something on there, but they didn't know that people could see them. So when I said that they may not have known that other people could see them, something's really interesting about that. Do they not know that people could see them? Or it could be the Gemini or the Aquarian. Do they get watched? The Gemini and the Aquarian energy get watched either through like a work. This okay, this is really interesting stuff that's happening. I'm trying to understand the environment. There could be multiple environments that could be coming through here, but I'll just stick with the idea that however many particular workplaces that they have an extension where people that work from home, they're able to talk to each other on camera. But what's happening? But somebody on the camera, what's an interesting scenario? Somebody on the camera may have, I get this idea of snorting, like I don't know if it's like snorting coke or doing something. They could have been drinking alcohol. They could have been talking about something really crazy on the camera, through like a group camera setting where people are on conference calls and they can see each other on the phone, whatever it is. And that could be something that they told you. That could be something that the Empress energy told you that happened to the air sign, or something about the air sign element. Something about one of the air sign elements. I keep thinking they don't know they get watched. Something about the air sign element. They don't know they get watched. So either it's on camera get watched, or it's like get watched like outside, get watched like during the day. They get watched in whatever setting, whatever environment that the air sign element is in. They get watched, and the Empress energy is trying to. That's why they don't want you to work with them. Something that somebody gathered off of watching someone. They don't want you to. Okay, something that somebody gathered, or a mom gathered, a friend. This energy could be like a sibling or a friend or brother that's older than you. They caught the air sign element doing something really interesting, and whatever it is, but the point of it is that they're catching the air sign element do something, but the air sign element is unaware of the fact that they were even caught doing something really interesting. But it's because of a video or a surveillance tape, a satellite. It's because of some type of recording. It's because of a group. It could be like somebody saw somebody do something really interesting on a group chat. It just depends on the energy that is coming through. But how do you know it's there? So when I ran through that, how do you know it's there? Like, how do you know it's there? Are you asking the Empress? How do you even know that the camera was there? How do you even know the Gemini did that? How do you know that a Gemini or an Aquarian energy did whatever it is that they did? How do you know that? And they're responding to you. I have a camera. They're responding to you, and they're telling you, I have a camera. Your mother told you. Your mother is trying to tell you, I have a camera set up somewhere. I have a camera. I guess I'm about dishes as well. I have a camera near like near the kitchen where the dishes are. I have a camera by a flower pot. I have a camera on the side and by the bookcase in the office. I have a camera there. So what I was able to do, I turned it on. They're telling you that they turned turned something on. They're telling you that they turned the camera on and they were able to see what the air sign element was doing. But this has been doing that for years also. So when I said that somebody, this energy here, it could be the Libra, the Aries, whatever. They have been doing that for years in whatever setting that they're in. They've been doing it for years, either to the air sign. Are they doing that to you? Somebody could be doing that to you. It just depends on what's going on. It's really interesting. Do you have a camera on that person? It just depends. You could have you could have set up, use the Aquarian for that. You could have set up a camera or some type of recording or something on this person, and the air sign could have helped you with that. But why do they feel the need to watch? So when I say that also, why does the Empress feel the need to watch the Aquarian/Gemini? Why does the Aquarian/Gemini feel the need to watch them? It just depends on what's happening. Or they could be asking you the same thing. The wedding position has the moon, sign of Pisces. This is moon card typically implies some source of enlightenment when it comes to intuition, not knowing about a camera. When it comes to intuition and not knowing about a camera, the Empress doesn't know that a camera is somewhere. And it's the air sign element fault that there's a camera somewhere, or it's the air sign that oblivious to that. It could be the air sign element that has been oblivious to that. Whatever it is, but somebody's catching somebody doing something really interesting. Somebody's catching who they bring by. It also has something to do with who the air sign element brings by, or who you bring by, but gonna get caught. Who you bring by, you may get caught by your mother. You may get your mother's living, or it could be a boss or a supervisor, or someone that works in a business deal, but they may eyeball somehow they're able to eyeball who you bring by. But I also get outside, so they may see who you deal with outside. But that's how I catch a video. So seeing who you deal with outside. That's how the Empress energy catches you on video. That's how they catch the air sign element on video. But secretive business, they catch the air sign element outside on a secretive video, because it has something to do with some type of secretive business that they're trying to catch on a video that the air sign element does. And what's happening, what's happening with it is that the intuition card here with the moon is that you're using your intuition. The air sign element is using their intuition, or you are. What they set up, it has something to do with what the Empress energy set up. What they set up outside, what they set up inside of a house, and being able. I'll give you a perfect example. This is a situation here where being cryptic with you, I'm touching them, and they may be trying to be really cryptic with you. And being cryptic with you means that you could be bringing somebody by, but introducing someone to like a business concept, or like something secretive going on with business, and that could be discussions that you have going on with Geminis and Aquarians. That could be a part of it. What's happening? You could be doing that outside, yes, or by a garage, down the street, whatever the setting is here that you're trying to do this. But what's happening is that they're calculating. They're able to catch those conversations happen outside of a business deal, outside on the sidewalk, outside of a house. They're able to catch those conversations, but watch from outside a window. So they also, if it's not a camera, they themselves could be a camera. Metaphorically, if it's not like an actual camera, they themselves watch the air sign elements from outside a window. So you're going back in the house, trying to sneak someone in. You're going back in the house, you're trying to sneak someone in. You're trying to conduct business. You're trying to conduct business. And what's happening, the intuition card, what's happening is that you're going back into the business, back into the office, back into the house, back into the business deal, whatever it is, back into the building. You're going back in and they're confronting you. You're just going back in and the Empress energy is confronting you. Are you confronting the Empress? But who they were talking to? You could be confronting the Empress. You could be confronting the Empress energy on who they were talking to. And who they were talking to could be the Aquarian energy or the Gemini. It just depends on what's going on. But cameras on. So every time I say that, the Spirit said cameras on them. Cameras on this person. Cameras on you. Or somebody just has binoculars for eyes when it comes to the Empress energy. They have binoculars for eyes on. Their eyes turn into binoculars when they're dealing with the air sign. But deems that to be a form of protection for you. So when I said that also, they may deem that to be a form of protection for you. That's why the moon card is here. For years, may have been doing that, or through an actual camera, I get peeping Tom, some type of peeping Tom like situation also, like through a window, through a camera setting, outside on the street, outside the office, in the office, cameras lodged in bookshelves, and whatever it is. Whatever the setting is that's happening with them all the time. But they get watched also. The Empress energy gets watched also. They get watched using intuition, that they get watched also. But the moon card is here. If it's not only intuition, then it could be the sign of that gets caught. It could be the sign of Pisces that gets caught doing something really interesting, and it could be talking to the Aquarian, talking to the Gemini about them. The Pisces talking to Aquarian, the Pisces talking to Gemini. Their conversation, what is or potentially will be about the Aries slash Libra. It's their conversation. But can you tell me what you heard? I'm getting this idea of you asking the Pisces, can you tell me what the Libra and the Aquarian energy were talking about? Can you tell me what the Aries and the Aquarian energy were talking about? Can you tell me what the Aries slash Libra was talking to the Gemini energy about? But why you need to know? So I'm looking at the Pisces. The Pisces could be asking you, why do you need to know that information? Are you asking, is the Pisces asking you that information? The Pisces could be telling you, why do you need to know that information? You know what I mean? Why do you need to know what they were talking? But it pertains to you, so they could be telling you that it does pertain to you. Or you could be telling them that it doesn't pertain to them. You could be telling them that it doesn't pertain to them, and they could be hooking you up to do the spying and the eyeballing and look out the windows and the cameras and things of that nature. They could be hooking you up to do that. But they may not like what they hear. So if they hook you up to do that with these external elements here, you may not like, they may not like what they hear, or you may not like what you hear. But cheating scenario also. So I'm looking at the moon. Something could be going on there with a cheating scenario. Cheating, and that's why I said business concept and some type of business you're trying to introduce. Some type of business concept or objective that you're trying to introduce to some element here. Or they're doing, or one of these elements, or however many of these elements together, they're doing that without you. And that's what hooked up Pisces for. They're doing it without you. And that could be what you hooked up, or trying to hook up a Pisces for. Or something like that could be happening to the Pisces. But they're trying to work together. So something like that happening to the Pisces, those elements are trying to work together either without the Pisces or trying to extract. They may be trying to extract the Pisces, leave the Pisces alone. They want the Pisces really separate. I get a colorism issue also. They could be unintentionally leaving out a Pisces because something that they have going on with them with colorism also. Some type of issue with colorism and some type of segregation-like situation with colorism and classism and whatever it is that's going on, that they have, that deem them to be lesser. It's like one of these elements may deem the Pisces to be lesser, like in status, like their status or like their placement in life, their socio-economic status. They may deem, but not. The Pisces isn't lesser. One of these elements may just deem them to be that way, but they're really not. But they're really not. But I keep getting this idea that colorism plays a really prominent role in the way a business deal is also. Like it's heavy. It's heavy, it's subtle, it's heavy, and but the heaviness and the subtleness implies that it's heavy. The heaviness implies that somebody's trying to be really subtle. Somebody's trying to be really subtle with it. The being subtle, I understand. The being subtle, if this is like it could be home environments and things of that nature. The subtleness is coming from, they're accepted. The Pisces is accepted, but the subtleness is because the issue with the subtlerism, the subtleism. That's not a word. I just said it by accident. The subtle feeling, racism, prejudice, or some type of colorism like issue, status, whatever nonsense is. The subtleness with that is that they're in the business deal, but somebody may be trying to create some type of that's why I said extension and things of that nature. Somebody may be trying to create some type of extension so that they don't pick up the cues. Is someone trying to do that so you won't pick up the cues? It just depends on what's going on in a business deal, in a workplace, in an office setting, whatever setting is. That's why I said banks having work extensions and Zoom and group meetings and things that they're exempt from. There's something, a part of that the Pisces may be exempt from. Are you exempt from? Or one of these elements may be exempt from. Just depends on what's going on. But what's happening, subtle racism. What's happening is that there's subtle racism somewhere. So if the Pisces or prejudice, whatever it is, if the Pisces element is involved, then they're involved. They may be accepting. If the Pisces element is involved, or people you're on the outside looking in, that they may be accepted, they're involved, but they need integration. A business deal or workplace, they need to show that they have the neurological ability to be integrative. But what's happening with it is that they're doing that. What's happening with it is that they're doing that, but they're doing it. But what's happening? Subtle racism. What's happening with it? They need to do that. They may have been asked to do that, so it won't make something obvious that they're segregated. But what's happening with it is that they are starting to complain. Also, I'm looking at this energy. They're starting to complain. Are you starting to complain? Someone could end up starting to complain about some type of really odd situation like that, or it's because some type of racism or prejudice is subtle in some type of environment here. It's starting to show. It's starting to show, or the way it's starting to show the way it's starting to show, or the way somebody's even realizing that they're like a victim of it, is because they made it seem like they were accepted, but they may turn something into a victim like situation. The reason for why something is becoming obvious, they're extracted. The reason why something is becoming obvious is because somebody is really extracted from a situation. We're starting to feel extracted from a situation. They're starting to feel really extracted from a situation here. So it could be a home environments. Maybe workplace. It could be home environments, workplace, socioeconomic statuses, and whatever the element of nonsense is that's happening with some type of issue between segregation and integrative environments here with people. So if it's not only the sign of Pisces, then the moon card, you just happen to them. Your moon card is that you're just using your intuition that happened to your mom. That happened to like a sister. That happened to a cousin. That happened to what's another random girlfriend. That happened to a friend that's like a girlfriend, a friend. You know what I mean? That's some type of matriarch like energy. I was getting Scorpios and what do you call it? It's Scorpio, it's Libras, it's Aries female. They get schemed. Those females get schemed, or they've gotten schemed in some way, and it could be by the air sign. You know what I mean? It could be by the air sign element. You know, it could be by the air sign, but socioeconomic status is because of their socioeconomic status. I get looks also. Their socioeconomic status, their looks. Something about their looks, they may not fit in. You know what I mean? Somebody may not, or it's the Pisces, you know, or something could be going on with you with them, but they choose. Something is going on with you and the Empress. They choose. Like they using intuition that they chose you, or you're using intuition that you're on the outside looking in, using intuition that they were chose to stay in. They were chose to be in a private business deal. They were chose to stay in a job. They were chosen to not be somewhere. They were chosen. Chosen not to be chosen because they weren't favored, or chosen because they were not favored. However you want to look at that. Or it's you, or you're also into that's happening to them with the air signs, or that's how the air signs operate. That's how the air sign elements operate. Using intuition, that's how the air subconsciously. Using intuition, that's how the Aquarius and the Gemini operate subconsciously with the Libra and the Aries. They operate subconsciously like that with them, or the Pisces. Whatever it is. It's interesting. Some type of nonsense. The Wheel of Fortune energy is here in the present. But what you revealed, so the Wheel of Fortune in the present is what you revealed about an Empress, about a Pisces, about an Aquarian, about a Gemini. What you revealed about those, but why they were schemed. So what you revealed about the reason into why the Empress energy was schemed, why the Pisces was schemed, why they were paid very little, why the Pisces was paid very little. Or why somebody's holding on their payment, why they weren't paid, why you weren't paid, why they're given very little, why the Empress was given very little, or it could either pay like compensation pay, or pay attention to. Why someone may not be paying attention to either one of those elements there, but it's because of the air sign. So the Wheel of Fortune in the present is because of something that the air sign element implements, or something that they did, something that they said, something that they designed. But a conversation that they had, it has something to do with a conversation that one of the air sign elements had with you, or they could have had that about Pisces. They could have had some type of really interesting, the Aquarian / Gemini could have had a really interesting conversation with the Aries, whatever motherly figure you got tied here. It could be even whatever motherly figure. What do you call it? The Aries and the Libra, they could have had a really interesting conversation The air signs could have had a really interesting conversation with the Empress energy about their pay. They had an interesting conversation with the Pisces. Okay, they had a really interesting conversation. The air sign had a really interesting conversation with the Empress energy about the Pisces element pay. Did the Empress have a air sign? The Empress could have had a conversation with the Pisces about the air sign and involvement. The Empress could have had a really interesting conversation with the Pisces about the air sign element's involvement in something. Like their involvement in some, but not really elite. So when I said the air sign element, somebody is not really elite here. Something's going on with elite structures and things of that nature. Someone is not really elite, or someone may be thinking that they are. I don't know if it's like the Libra or the Libra, the Aries thinks that they are. The Libra, the Aries think that they are. Or it could be the Pisces. I don't know. I get distance. When I said Pisces, the Pisces is distancing themselves from something they realize. They're distancing themselves from something that they realize. And it could have something to do with a workplace that implemented some type of elite structure. And that somebody could have done that in a workplace. Someone could have done that in a subtle way in a workplace. Like I said earlier on in the reading, needing to show that an organization or a business still has the ability to be integrative, but there's people are being really subtle about the fact that they may not really want someone somewhere. They just need to show that they aren't because of money. They need to show that they're integrative, or that they actually can be or try to be, but it has something to do with money and loans and things of that nature. And being able to have set grants and things of that nature. It has something to do with that. So it's like using certain people. It's like using people of color. It's like using people of color to be a part of a business deal, but it's just so that it will look good, so that they will receive money for showing that so that a business or a business deal with what do you call it? Inclusivity and things of that nature. So integration and things of that nature, so that they would show that they are able to do that. So they're able to do it, but it has to do with the fact that so that the business could even receive money. Because if they see that everybody's cut out of the same magazine, they're gonna limited funding. They may receive limited funding. They need to show that they can practice inclusivity, be integrative. You know what I mean? In the business deal, that's why I'm leaving. The Wheel of Fortune in the present, you realize that that's happening, and you're like, I'm leaving. It is, if it's not only like a colorism issue, socioeconomics, it could just be a race war is happening in a business deal here. Some type of really subtle race war is happening. It's happening. It's getting extreme. Like some type of a race war in a business deal is becoming really extreme. It's turning subtle, and it's becoming 1 minute it was subtle, and now some part of it is becoming extreme because of taxes. It's becoming extreme now because of taxes, or it's becoming obvious because of taxes. Or something that somebody did with someone's taxes is becoming really obvious now. That happened to the Pisces. That could have happened to the Pisces directly or indirectly. That happened to the Empress directly and indirectly. They want to pay. They trying to separate. They don't want to pay certain people here, or give certain people their money, whatever it is. But somebody's starting to show. Somebody's starting to show their true colors, or how they really feel towards certain people here. And this could be, yes, it's a lot is happening now with, the Asian community and, and Caucasians, and people are starting to really see how they're being really how they're treating people. True colors, a mask is coming off with that situation in a workplace. Wow. The future has, what is this? What do you call this? This is a sign of Sagittarius energy here. The Empress could be shown up like a Sag. Could be Sag females and males. This is a female. Aries females. Libra females that get cheated out. Also happens to. I'm looking at the Sag in the future. Something also happens to them. Something happens to them. Terribly. Something happens to them something is terrible. You deem it to be terrible. Some part of you deem it to be terrible. That's why the Moon card is here. This is your mother's coming to you. Your mother is explaining to you, I was cheated out. Your mother explaining to you, I was cheated out. Your friend explaining to you, I was cheated out. Your coworker explaining to you, I was cheated out. If I remember explaining to you, I was cheated out. Or you could be one of those people that fall in line with that. That's why the Moon card is there. but didn't realize that. So when I said you could be one of the people that experienced that, you may not be realizing that. Someone isn't realizing that. You know what I mean? Someone isn't realizing that, starting to realize that. Something's embarrassing also. I'm looking at the temperance in the future. Something is blatant. Something is blatant, and something may also be embarrassing. Either to a Sag or to the Empress. To you, to the Pisces. Something is becoming really... yes, it's obvious, but something is becoming really like... Something is embarrassing about the obviousness of what's happening to certain people here. Something is embarrassing about it. But there's also this element here of not... There's also this element here of not realizing that something is embarrassing also. Somebody isn't realizing that, you know? But business need help. So I'm looking at the moon. A business needs help. You know, a business deal needs help. A workplace needs help. An extension of a business needs help. But whatever. That somebody may not want it. Certain people. Someone doesn't want to take the help that certain people are trying to offer. I don't understand that. Whatever it is that is implying. The Instincts has the King of Pentacles. This is your energy. Could also be external Taurus male. It could be Virgo male. But where are they? The Virgo male, where are they? Or it's could be Capricorn male. You know, where's the Earth sign energy male external? Somebody may be looking for you. Yeah, where's the external Capricorn male? You know, but you could be using they were let go. You could be using your intuition that they were let go. They could have been let go from a situation, you know, but differing views. The King of Pentacles external could have been let go from a situation because their views may differ in a workplace setting and whatever kind of setting. But somebody could be too bohemian for somebody could be too bohemian for a situation. They could have been let go because of that. Are you too bohemian for such or hippie like? Are you too what's that saying when they say, are you too what's that saying? What's that 70s saying? I'm having a tip of my tongue. Are you too what's that, what do you call that saying? Are you too whatever, bohemian? Are you too one love? Are you too whatever for some type of situation? Or they are? You know, they may have been, and they could have been let go because of something odd. You know what I mean? But unintentional. They could have been let go from a situation, but it's like it's unintentional that they were let go. It's unintentional. It's intentional or unintentional that they were let go. It's intentional or unintentional you were let go. But someone's trying to do that. So when I said that, also someone could be trying to do that. Someone's trying to do that, and it's being really subtle. So it could be as simple as a friend group. You know, your conversations with your friends and in conversations with friends, they want a distance. Conversations with certain friends, they want a distance. Conversations with people in a business deal, they want a distance. Or the distancing is what you're using your intuition about, and you're sharing that with a parent. You're talking to a parent about that. You're talking to a sister about that. You're talking to a girlfriend about that, a friend about that, a mother, a grandmother about that. Because the same shit kind of happened to them too, whatever it is. And you're like, why am I being distanced? You're talking to them, you don't understand. They could be in the same boat as you. Why am I being distanced? Why are people distancing? I keep getting subtle. Somebody's distancing, but they're doing it in a subtle way. They're being really subtle with it. They're trying to not make it obvious that they're doing that. You know? Someone could be embarrassing about finding it out. Someone can be just embarrassing about finding that out. Whatever it is. Are they distancing? Is the Libra and the Aries distancing themselves from you? I get because they were distanced from. They're distancing themselves from you because they realize that people are distant. Somebody's distancing from them. Wow. Interesting. There's a lot. All these major arcanas. This is the only minor that's here. It's a major issue. It's major. Okay, so the Emperor energy is here. This is your energy as well, and that of that's why I said external Taurus. External Taurus male. You got Capricorn males. You got Virgo males. You don't know where these elements are, but they were distanced from. Every time I say that, they were distanced from. You know, the Empress energy. They were distanced from. People that they thought were their friends, the King of Pentacles energy external, people that they thought were their friends, distanced themselves from them. But they did it, are they currently doing it? They're doing it in a really subtle way. They're doing it in a really subtle way. Or something like that happens to the air, something like that could have happened to the air sign. Something like that happens to the Aquarian, they don't realize. Something that like that happens to the Aquarian, they don't realize. Something like that happens to Gemini, they don't realize. You know what I mean? So it's giving me this idea of like a pond of fish. It's giving me this idea of a pond of fish, and then this algae just pops up in the middle, and people disperse in different directions. That's the idea that I'm getting. You know what I mean? That's happening. That's the analogy, like a fish pond kind of situation that's happening here. It's a fish pond. Something's happening in the pond with the fishes. You know? You know, it's a fish pond analogy that is going on here. But I also get real estate. When I said fish pond analogy, Spirit agrees with the example. The fish pond analogy with something going on with real estate also. Some sort of real estate issue. And I get whether a house gets money or whether a house stays on the market and things of that nature. Something could be going on there. But that's what the Aquarian energy told you. So that could be what you need to discuss with the air sign. Whether a house stays in the market or not, whether a business stays running or not, whatever. And that could be the conversation that happened outside earlier on. But it's subtle racism. The reason for it is because of somebody's acting out on a feeling demographically. Somebody's acting out on a feeling, a mayor, whatever. Somebody's acting out on a feeling of subtle racism is starting to become extreme. And people started acting out on. They're acting out on it. It's subtle because people aren't realizing. Okay, it's subtle because people aren't realizing what's happening with houses being on the market, staying on the market, not staying on the market, getting removed, houses that needed to move from a house permanently, mortgage and things of that nature. Whatever, housing situations in real estate. Houses being on market. Houses being taken off market. You know? And the air sign trying to explain that to you. They can be well versed in that. They're just well versed in that and can give you that kind of insight. You know what I mean? They can give you that kind of insight. Whatever it is. But the Emperor energy, I got that idea because the Emperor energy is like a lawyer, you know, someone that works in high court, someone that may work in the court system. They can be an accountant, someone, law enforcement, whatever it is that they are. That you have the Emperor, it could be Aries male, the Aries male is shown up here. You know, but it has to move. So I'm looking at the Aries. An Aries male has to move. Do you have to move with one of these elements here? You may have to. Someone may have to because of houses being foreclosed on and rent and mortgages and things of that nature. You know, someone's governmental scheme that someone is trying to give you that heads up that is something's a governmental scheme happening with. Oh, I understand. Woo. Lord mercy. This is really, this is an interesting scenario, and this is governmental. Aquarian told you this is a governmental scheme that an Aquarian and Gemini energy told you, or they get faced with that. What's happening is Is this going to be happening in the U.S.? Yes, it's happening in the U.S. Happen whatever area, whatever it is trying to explain to you. But what's happening? They want to separate. Somebody's trying to create. Somebody really has a really separatist approach to housing market. Somebody has like a really separatist approach to the housing market, real estate markets. Somebody's trying to create that, implement that. But they're taking this subtle racism to the next level. Taking subtle racism to next level by orchestrating something with that. Trying to implement something there. But it's subtle. So certain people, in the next couple of months, maybe certain people aren't going to realize that. Whatever it is. Or this slow, it's happening like bit by bit. So it's not like an obvious thing. You know? It's not an obvious thing. Something isn't obvious about it yet. Something isn't obvious about it yet, but it's happening bit by bit. Like it's happening bit by bit, like month after month is happening. Or week after week it being implemented. Week after week is being implemented. Week after week is being implemented. Week after week. You know? It could be however you want to look at it. It could be, however you want to look at it. It could be the safeguard. It could be to safeguard, like, a predominantly white community. It could be to safeguard. It could be a small white community somewhere that is elite. That's why I said elite, a small white elite situation where they want to separate the Asians from that situation or whatever, or vice versa. or black and Asian, or Hispanic and Asian, black, Hispanic and white. Somebody trying to implement something in a, somebody has like a subtle racism undertone for something going on with the housing markets and separations. And interesting, it's really interesting, and it's to safeguard certain communities, protect certain communities, put certain communities on a pedestal, whatever it is. But that's what they explain. So that's what the Aries / external Taurus male trying to explain to you, or the Aquarian. You know, it's interesting, and that's what you're using your intuition about. Whatever. I mean, that's just education by itself. The spiritual self has the Nine of Pentacles energy right next to the moon. So the Nine of Pentacles savings. The Nine of Pentacles is your energy in that other earth sign. It's your savings. It's your savings with Empress, your mother. It's savings that you have with one of these elements here. It's your savings, house savings, school savings, your savings monies. The Empress, what they say for you, what the Empress say for you, what your mother say for you, what your friends say for you, what another coworker say for you, whatever. What somebody say for you, what somebody has or needs to save for you, whatever. It's good to have whatever somebody. Are you save on your own, or you save with that person, whatever. It's good to have the savings. It's good to have the savings just in case. You know, it's good to have the fact. It's good to know information. It's good to know some type of information here. It's good to but keep saving. So if you do work now, you keep saving, so that something odd that is going on that I just explained is you're gonna realize, or you're realizing now, and it's good to save. Or that could be something that you observe a parent did, or a parent still does. And your parent is living, that's what your parent is doing. Whatever it is. Or it could be siblings that you're on the outside looking into. A sibling is doing that. A partner is doing that. A business partner is doing that. And it could be a Pisces that's doing it all the time. The Pisces does that all the time. Libra, Aries does that all the time. You know? And the Emperor energy, a bearer of information. The Emperor is a bearer of information. But so is the Aquarian. So the Emperor is the bearer of the information. So is the Aquarian, or the Gemini. But them was once in the system like that. So them, I'm getting this idea that they used to be, okay, from the beginning of the reading with those elements being watched all the time, their knowledge of something, they get watched because of their knowledge of something, or because the reason why they have that kind of knowledge is because they were once in the system, played by the system. They were once played by the system. They were once played by it. They were once cold ball played by it. Whatever the terminology is for that. They were once played by it. So they would be able to give you that information. Whatever it is. The Nine of Pentacles, it keeps saving. Every time I pick up the card, keep saving your money. Keep saving it. You're working, keep saving it. Or you have it, you're not using it, you're not working, save it. Don't use it, whatever it is. The mentality has the Ace of Pentacles. It's looking for work. So the Ace of Pentacles is looking for a job. Or an external, I keep getting this, every time I pick up this also, they get cheated out, or they got cheated out. When I say brother, something could be going on there with your brother. Like if you have a brother, something could be going on with a brother, or like a coworker, or like a friend, whatever. A brother, like a blood brother, or like a brother, like a what do you call it? A blood brother, or like a brother, like what do you call it? A blood brother, or like a brother, a dude, or a friend you call your brother. They got cheated out somehow, and you don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen to you. You know what I mean? You don't want that, but but they may not have been given the heads up. They may not have been given the heads up by the Emperor or the Aquarian Gemini like you were, or you're going to be given the heads up. But look for work. So I'm letting the Ace of Pentacles look for work. Look for work. The looking for work is important because it has to do with residential moves and things that moving and needing to move, not being able to stay after, not being able to stay somewhere after, not being able to stay where you've been living for a while after the fact, or after whatever this nonsense that's happening here with this isolation situation, whatever is happening with that. And when that's over, look, somebody may need to look for a new place, new job, new whatever, new place, new home, new whatever it is. You know, so but you're gonna get a job. You're going to get one. That's why the mentality that you could be asking them, but they lost theirs. You could be asking them about theirs. They lost theirs. This energy may have lost their job. Like they lost it permanently, or they're temporarily not working, or but stuck. When I said temporarily not working, they're stuck. They're stuck. But they're stuck. Subtle racism. They're stuck somewhere because of subtle racism. Subtle racism that somebody brought to the surface, like a boiling water, some whatever, or like an onion cream soup, some that boiled to the top. They're not realizing. They're not still not realizing something. They still don't realize something yet. Whatever it is. But they're stuck somewhere. They could be your brother is stuck somewhere, stuck in another state. They can't come, they can't see you. The employees, they can't see you because of their employees. Their new employees or other employees. They can't see you betrayed. They can't see you because they were betrayed, or they're embarrassed because of betrayal. That's why I said this could be a situation here where, like I said, with the different with the different classes of people and the socioeconomic statuses and the ethnicities and the nonsense and the separatist approach to things they suffer from. Approach to things they suffer from. I don't know if this element necessarily does that with you, on you, or you observe that they treat other elements like that, whatever. But they're stuck. You observe that they may treat other elements interestingly. Okay, I understand what's happening. So this is like somebody may have what's prejudiced. The King of Pentacles energy external may have been really prejudiced in some type of situation. But karma? What's happening with them? They're experiencing some type of interesting karma with some type of karmic situation here where people that they wanted to be up under betrayed them. People that they wanted to be up under betrayed them. Wow, makes sense. I mean, the Page of Cups energy is in the change. Apologize. Page of Cups is in a changing position. You're thinking you want to apologize. It's water sign energy. For what you knew, you may want to apologize to. I keep getting karmic. Something is karmically happening. Yes, obviously. The Page of Cups energy with the Moon card is you're thinking that you want to apologize to a Pisces. Or you're thinking that you need to apologize to you need to apologize to a sibling, a girlfriend, a friend, a mom. You think that you need to apologize to someone. But may not need to do it. It's in a changing position because you're thinking that you don't want to. You're thinking that you don't want to, or you don't need to do it. There's that. You may not need to do it, or whatever. You don't want to do it. But they don't want you to. I'm looking at the Pisces card. They don't want you to. Using intuition that the Empress doesn't want you to. Using intuition that King of Pentacles energy doesn't require. They don't require an apology. They don't need you to. They don't want it. Someone may be trying to be tough through a situation here. Or someone that somebody's blatantly embarrassed also. I'm looking at their external. Are you blatantly embarrassed by something? Are they blatantly embarrassed by something? You may feel bad for them. But shouldn't have been the way that they were before. So you feel bad for them because they shouldn't have been the way that they were before. They shouldn't have been the way that they were before. And something's karmically going on with someone being really interested before. Whatever it is. The resolution has the, what do you call this? Scorpio card with the Tower. So there's the Tower energy going towards the, what is this? Going towards the Temperance, going towards the Sagittarian energy in the future. Tower energy is double. You got Scorpio energy coming through here. You got Scorpio, you got Pisces, you got Aries male, Taurus external male, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo male external. You got Aries, Libra females. You got Aquarian, male, female, possibly, or Gemini male, female energies there. Those elements, I keep getting played by system. Those elements, some of those elements got played by the system. This is a played by system kind of situation going on here. Played by air system. Played by the system. They're well versed in real estate. The Emperor is well versed in real estate, and they may look after you, or they're trying to look after you. Whatever it is, it's a really shady system to plan and whatever it is. But they need to move. I'm looking at the King of Pentacles energy external. They need to move, or they may need to look for new work. They may need to come back. They may be really separate from you right now, but they may need to come back somewhere eventually, or they just need to move, but won't have the money to. They may not have the money to at this particular time, or you're gonna get. You may want to send them money after you work. You may want to send, but your parent or a friend or another coworker, or whatever, could be trying to ask you to send them money. You know, help them with something. Someone didn't think that before. Someone may not have been thinking. Someone may not have been thinking that they were going to end up in a situation, and they thought certain people were their friends. Whatever it is, it's something's embarrassing about it though. But the Scorpio element is in the resolution because you're dealing with Scorpio. I did say you had Scorpio elements here also. You know, but that's why they're home. So when I said it, that's why a Scorpio is home. That's why King of Pentacles energy external. That's why they're home. That's why Pisces home. That's why somebody's home. Empress energy, Aquarian, Gemini. That's why certain elements are home. Because it's a subtle racism plan, whatever it is. It's really obvious now though. It's a really obvious plan. Okay, that's why the Tower is there, because you have that information. The Temperance, you need to deal with that and you're talking to Sag and Scorpios about that. You know? Wow. Let's see what the outcome is here, Taurus. Oh, okay. So the Two of Swords energy is an outcome. All right, so Two of Swords, work. The Two of Swords is not knowing what to do about work. But from the beginning, I did say that you were trying to figure out what to do about working with the air sign. But just work with the air sign. That's what I said from the beginning. And somebody eyeballing the air sign, and they were once played by the system, and this, that, and the third. But they can still help you. You know, you can still work with them, help them with something. You know. Do it from home. Not go in and do it somewhere. What somebody may have a secret office. Someone may have a secret office somewhere. You know, and you may want to help, or they could be inviting you to help. Whatever it is, help them. Help me do something. For now, you know. But you're starting to realize what's happening here with certain friends and coworkers, or what happened to a coworker. Something's karmically going on here with some type of situation. All right, let me know how it resonates here, Taurus. Be well. Take care. Bye.